Now you're the one doing the filming.
I actually didn't think I had it. So you've got one wheel with GP 5000s. So you've got one that's the fastest tyre going, and then one with the slowest on the fastest wheels.
It's all about the balance.
It's another race week. I'm in Germany, in Kraichgau, whatever it's called. And yeah, another race week after Chamarin, where I'm trying to recover a little bit, getting the balance right between that and preparing for this next race. So yeah, hopefully my legs will come around in time, because that's what's hurting the most at the moment, as well as a little bit of my upper and lower back, just because of the time trial position and being in there for such a long time, because it was completely pancake flat. So yeah, didn't really get out of it, didn't really stretch the back out. Just going for a run now. I'll take you along with me because I went yesterday and it was quite nice. So I'll just keep you posted with that. Mickey Tangolt's out here as well, so I'm doing a little bit of training with him, as you'll see. And yeah, I'll just take you along with prep and then probably the race itself. Okay, some few takeaways from the last few days since travelling over from Chamarin. Firstly, travel was so easy out of Vienna airport. Austrian Airlines, just did my own bag tags, straight over to oversized baggage. Really nice and easy. It was class. So that was great. Travel over this side was good as well. Picked up the car from the airport, rented an hour drive from Stuttgart to Kraichgau. And then what I didn't realise was that Germany had like a national holiday on the Monday, which meant that I couldn't get anything other than the McDonald's. Wasn't complaining, it was fine, but I couldn't get like breakfast or anything like that. So for the morning, I was a little bit stuffed, but you know, could have been worse. It was fine. Secondly, I've located myself pretty well. It's quite a nice Airbnb, pretty cheap, but like 15 minutes away from the race start and only about 12 minutes away from a pool. Mickey's staying about half an hour away from both, so he's finding it a little bit tougher to get to and from places. And thirdly, make sure you come prepared with wet weather gear, enough clothes, a laundry service, etc. Just be prepared, because yesterday was pretty biblical conditions on the bike for Mickey and I. Luckily, I took my Castelli rain jacket and it was great. Still a little bit miserable to begin with, but yeah, it was tipping it down for the most part, and we were quite grateful to have our raincoats with us. But yeah, got the work done. 3-hour ride in the rain. He had efforts, I just had try and get through, do the course recce, learn what's what. It's a pretty good course, pretty savage, quite brutal, pretty honest, so hopefully it'll be an even better race. So really looking forward to that. We'll keep you posted and try and get a little bit of footage of the course as well over the next couple of days. Yeah, all in all, it's actually a really nice place. The course is great, and I've set myself up pretty well. Just got to try and roll through the next few days. My body's not feeling as bad as it did in Valencia in my first race. That being said, it's still not feeling great. Just got to kind of muck through for now. Hope it comes round. Just no real efforts. I'm really appreciating Mickey because he's coming with swim sessions, which I haven't planned at the moment, and it's really helpful to get through them. So that's really good, useful. It's nice just to train with people whilst you're out here as well. So if you can meet up with people, definitely do. I always find race week is a little bit like just trying to get through it, and it's a lot easier with someone else there. So the reason I'm wearing a raincoat on such a nice day is I've run out of clothes, and I've got Emily an extra small t-shirt from Chamarin, and that's what I'm wearing underneath. It doesn't really fit. Had a nice easy swim this morning, just aerobic 4K, then just doing an hour's run now before I have to get on a moderation call for architecture, marking students' work for 7 hours. So I've got a 7-hour day, just sat at the computer looking at people's work. So not gonna be too much on today. I'll give you a quick look at me sat on the computer, but other than that, it's pretty boring. Don't think I'll get out on the bike. Oh, I had a puncture yesterday because so much rubbish had been strewn onto the road. That wasn't ideal at all. So gonna have to try and repair that. It's just got a tube in at the moment, and I usually use tubeless. How sick are these trails, by the way? So good, literally 5-minute jog from my Airbnb. Coming to Kraichgau? Drop a message in the comments below and I'll let you know where I stayed, because really good location, really good Airbnb. Would come again. Just a little out and back, do 5K. And then go home, go to the bakery, sit down in front of the laptop. Okay, just an easy 2-hour aerobic ride. It's looking pretty glum. Potentially gonna rain on me, but no, can't be any worse than what I had a couple of days ago with Mickey. So just gonna get through it. Had a swim and a run this morning. And yeah, just a bit of admin in the middle of the day. So what do I try and do on race week? Keep calm, but just keep the engine whirring away, especially in between 2 big races. I just make sure that I'm recovering, for one, because it was tough, hard on the legs. I've only just got rid of DOMs and it's Thursday, and the system isn't too bad, like glycogen depletion and all that wasn't too bad because it was a really hot race, and I didn't go that hard or fast because I couldn't. So that wasn't too bad, but in terms of DOMs and just recovery but also preparation, how do you prepare for a race when you're tired? Go easy, just easy volume essentially is all I'm doing. This course is gonna be mega. Really rolling, a little bit hilly. It's gonna be a solid day out. See who's got the legs. It's gonna be hard. Really a lot of places that you can attack. Whether or not I will, I'll see, because it'll depend if I have the legs. Exciting though, really exciting.
Why not with the socks?
Parking change,
Yeah?
run, and then swim.
You're allowed to go completely nude in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, these are the nude changings from the brief today. They said they had separate changing facilities for Mickey.
Perfect.
Alright, 10 minutes later, I've been for a wee. Mickey's still not started changing. Ready?
No?
Well, you're gonna watch it later? No.
No, they start at what, 5 and 6:30?
Yeah, we're not gonna watch Ollie, sorry.
Oh.
75 people in that small area though.
Oh, it seems like it gets deep pretty quick.
Oh yeah. Pretty stunning lake, to be fair.
I have a question for you.
Go on.
Is water wet?
Is water wet?
Yeah.
Don't know. Depends what you're asking. Why?
What do you think?
I'd say wet.
Yeah?
Why?
Are you wet when you're in the water? Or are you wet when you get out of the water?
Ooh. I say wet in the water.
Yeah?
What would you say?
I don't know. I think it's a tough question.
Is it profound?
I think it's deeper than
Deeper than you think.
Uh-huh.
Lovely little
From the back?
yeah. This is the Bundesliga course. Stunning. Really, I actually really like Kraichgau. Like the trails around by me and actually the towns are really nice.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
How do you like the bakeries, Josh?
The bakeries are class.
Oh.
Would recommend.
What can you recommend from the bakery?
Oh, I don't know what they're called. Everything's sugar glazed though, so they're all pretty nice.
How do you like the pretzels?
The pretzels, yeah, they're good.
Pretzels.
Pretzels.
Come on.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, I really like. What's it? I've been going to the bakery every day and having like 2 or 3 pastries, just to keep on top of glycogen depletion.
It's great, isn't it? What's that?
Come on, John, finish strong.
Und die nächste direkt hinterher. Was für ein Duell auf der Laufstrecke.
Notice the difference between this time and last time in Valencia? Just a slight change. It was just mainly because it's a bit safer for picking up from nutrition stations and aid stations. So I wanted to be able to pick that up throughout the race. And it just holds the bottle in a little bit of a more secure place. And I wasn't sure what bottles would be on the aid stations. So to have it facing upwards is a little bit safer, I guess. I still have the strap on there to keep it in place, but yeah, thought that was a little bit safer than having it facing backwards and potentially falling out if the bottle wasn't a standard size bottle. Okay, just on a recovery ride. So let's start with the swim. I managed to start where I wanted to on the far left. Managed to get a pretty decent run into the water, nice dive. Look to my right, which is where I breathe, and I was up there. I could literally see one other guy after about 50 meters who I was in line with, and I didn't, basically, Justice is an unreal swimmer, and I clocked that it wasn't Justice. I was like, sweet. Don't have to go like absolutely full gas just yet. And I managed to get to the first buoy in first place, pretty much. So turned that on the inside line, pretty much neck and neck with this other guy. Not 100% who it was, but either way, good. I was in the right place, unhampered for the first time this season, which I was buzzing about because it's so hard when you're being like basically knocked from either side. Anyway, about 50 meters after that, Justice comes through. like a train. I managed to get on his feet eventually, and bloody hell, he can swim. I basically had to go max effort for the rest of the swim just to stay there, and that was about probably a kilometre worth, or just over 1,500 metres worth of just max. Well over threshold. Got out of the water just like gasping, in second place, just behind Justice, in a group of about 5, I think. Had an alright transition actually, and came out second onto the bike, and again, couldn't believe how strong one of the guys came past. I think it was Nils, and Nils Lorenz maybe. I was like, flipping heck. So got on his wheel, 12 meters back or whatever it was. Actually, probably a bit further because it took me a while to catch back up. And then settled into a nice rhythm. Took a bit of the lead for after about 10 minutes and up the first climb, where we got caught by Mickey and I think it was Nathan Gubra was his name. Absolute animal on the bike, like fair play, really well done. That was some really solid riding. But yeah, basically then for the next 10, 15k, maybe 20, it was just a group of 7. And then a few attacks went. I tried a few little digs. Nathan was on the front a fair bit. And then I put myself in a good position to go with an attack and attack myself, but just couldn't. You're right, just couldn't do it. And basically ended up with a group of, then I think we dropped Mickey, but it was a group of 5 of us, maybe 4. Justice, me, Yannick and Nils Lorenz. So we sat in a group of 4, I think it was, for the next like 20-30k before I managed to eventually put in an attack that stuck. I then managed to eke out about maybe 45 seconds at one stage, but really it ended up about 30 from the eventual winner, Heldon. But yeah, all in all, nice to get an attack to stick, but shame it wasn't a little bit earlier, a little bit more of a gap, because when I got onto the run, my god, it was hilly, and I just suffered. And because it was a little bit hot as well, it just wasn't really my sort of course on the run. But things to note for next time, I guess. Yeah, but yeah, savage run. And I ran well considering. I think I ran 3:34 per k, which for me isn't far off what I'm capable of anyway. The run was a little bit long, and if it was the right distance, 21.1, I may not have been overtaken for 5th place, but Bart on Ups came like an absolute steam train over the top of me and took that away from me. Fair play. But yeah, unbelievable event. Anyway, really quickly before I finish off the rest of this ride, because it's mostly downhill and audio shit. Yeah, I came into T2 with about 30 seconds on the chase pack behind me and about a minute down from Nathan. So he managed to, I think he had a minute 45. I managed to shut a little bit of that towards the back end, but again, still a minute down. Got onto the run and felt okay, in all honesty. Didn't feel too terrible, but again, just ran to my ability, and I couldn't really do much more than that, obviously. It's just not as fast as the other boys, especially on a hilly course where my weight does play a little bit of a factor. But yeah, I think like if you take the true distance of the course, well, as in like it was about 21.6, 21.5k I think. If you took it at 21.1, it's still up there with one of my best runs from last season, pace-wise. So about 75. So I think like I can be really happy with the performance overall. 6th place overall as well. It's an improvement on last season. So the last 3 races have been 7th in Valencia, which is kind of equivalent to Lanzarote, but I got more points, so you could say it's a better race. Then Challenge Champs was 10th, which is a massive improvement, 21-minute improvement, and I think 12 place improvement. And then this one was 6th. And in Marbella last year, I came, I don't know where I came, it was quite far down though. So yeah, massive improvements overall in terms of my performances and consistency. I essentially had 2 races last season, Samarin and Marbella, where they were way off the rest of the season. So hopefully I can continue this consistency and hopefully something comes of it in terms of podiums. And yeah, just managing to stick a good race together, and yeah, just get on that podium. That's kind of like the aim for the rest of the season. Try and get podiums, try and get points, try and get exposure. So, last few quick thoughts. One, everyone was riding very fair. I think like everyone was between 12 and 15 meters, from what I could tell. The referees were on it as well, for cutting in and stuff like that. So every time someone was making a move, they'd move up, make sure that the next person was dropping back off within their 20 seconds or 23 seconds, whatever it is, 25. Secondly, I drank almost 3 litres on the bike. 3. And these things are really good from a hydration on the aid station standpoint. Like precision hydration is now stocked, the one that I need, this right concentration. So yeah, all in all, a few good takeaways.